Hey guys, and welcome back to Queuing with Colin. In this video we are going to be going over 2-look OLL, which is a simplified version of 1-look OLL, and you just need to learn 7 algorithms. It's a lot faster than the beginner's method. It's like an intermediate method for solving the last layer. This is one of the 2 steps you're going to need to learn, but it's not hard to learn, so I recommend you keep watching to figure out how. So just showing how each of these works. For the beginner's method, you make the cross. Then you align each of these cross pieces, but we gotta skip here, so each of these cross pieces are already aligned here. And then you align each of the corners. So now each of these corners are in the correct spot, they're just twisted. Then you do a certain set of moves, and it solves the cube. But that's a lot of steps and it takes a while. So we have 1-look OLL, which is 57 cases and is very hard to learn, but also the fastest. But we have an intermediate one, which is slightly slower, but still a lot faster than the beginner's method. And the way it works is you make the cross again, and then it gives you one of a certain amount of cases. Now, this is 1 step for 1-look OLL and 2 steps for 2-look OLL, but that actually doesn't solve the cube. You're going to need to learn PLL, which I'll be going over in another video, and there's the same kind of thing, 1-look and 2-look, where 2-look is just 2 algorithms, but it's less cases to learn. So let's get into the algorithms themselves. So the first 2 cases we're going to go over are soon and anti-soon. This is anti-soon, this is soon. What you can do is point these fish things towards you, and just look at which corner has or which of these corners is facing you as well. So for anti-soon, the left one will be, and for soon, the right one will be. So, for anti-soon, after recognizing that you have anti-soon and not soon, or whatever other case you don't have, then you hold it in the top right, and you do this algorithm, R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. That looks like this. Or faster, it would look like this. And then for soon, you hold it with the fish in the bottom left and this corner facing you, and you do R, U, R prime, U, R, U2 prime, R prime, and that looks like this. And then faster, it looks like this. So those are 2 of the simpler cases, and then the next one we're going to go over is, for a faster algorithm, it's a little harder, but if you want a slightly slower algorithm, there's a very simple case. So let's get into that one. So before we do anything, we just need to build the cross, the yellow cross, after we've done our first 2 layers. So I'm not going to go over it here, but if you don't know how to do this, I went over it in the beginner's method right there. And you can just skip to the time in the video, and I just go over, after doing the first 2 layers, you just make the cross like this. Now you don't have to align the edges like here, so it's a lot faster. So for this case, the way you recognize it is you have just the cross up, none of the corners up, and then you have 2 sets of headlights. Sometimes you'll have headlights and sidelights, but here you have 2 sets of headlights, and you want to hold it just where either side of the headlights are facing you. It doesn't matter which way, but you can do either of these algorithms that are here. So the simpler one is F and then triple sexy, F prime. But if you don't know what the sexy move is, then it's those 4 moves that you use to insert the corner. So here, I'll just do the F move. Then those 4 moves are these 4 moves, and you just do that 3 times. Then you do F prime, put it back. So now this face is solved. And then for the more advanced one, it's basically anti-soon canceling into soon. So this is faster, but it's a little more advanced, which is this one. R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. So you do the first moves of anti-soon, and then bring it up, and instead of putting it back and putting it down, you push it away, and then bring it down, and do that. So faster, that looks like this, which is a little faster than that, but a little more complicated. So just for beginners, I recommend learning the first one I went over. So the next case, there's once again 2 ways you can do it. One is very slow but very simple, and one is decently fast, as the fastest you can get it, but a little more complicated. So for the very slow one, So the way you recognize this case is you have the two headlights and then the two side lights with the cross. Before we had the two sets of headlights. But you put this set of side lights on the right side. And then for the more simple one, you do a wide F move and then sexy. And then undo it. And then just a normal F move and then sexy and then undo it. Now for the more advanced one, you do this. R, U2 prime, R2 prime, U prime, R2, U prime, R2 prime, U2 prime, R. So that would look like this. So that's a little faster, but it's a little more complex. So faster would look like this. Like that. So there's that case, and we only have 3 more cases to go. So the next case we have is you have this hammer looking thing, and then the 2 corners are facing out. Sometimes these corners will be facing towards you, and that's a different case. But the algorithm for this case is actually I do a different one than shown on here. So what I do is you can either rotate to the bottom or just a simpler way, slightly faster. You just do a wide R move. So you bring that whole side up, then push it away, and then bring just the right side of the R down, then put it back. Then you bring the left side up, push it away, bring the right side up, and put it back. Now OLL is completed. So now the same case, but rather than having the side lights, you have the headlights. So this is probably the hardest case to learn. And the algorithm is R2, D, R prime, U2, R, D prime, R prime, U2, R prime. And it looks like this. And then faster would be like this. And that's the second to last case we're going to learn, and then this one is the final one. So this case, you have like the 8 looking symbol, and I do a different algorithm than shown on here as well, but this one is, I think, equally as good. But what you do is you have the 8 looking symbol pointed towards you, and then you have these corners pointed towards you, rather than away from you, towards you, and you hold it on like the left side of those, and you just rotate to the bottom, and then you bring the right side down and push the top away. Then bring it back up and push the bottom away. Right side down, push the top back in, and then right side up, bottom back in. So you just think of like bringing them out and then putting them back in. So faster, that would be like this. So that's all for 2-look OLL. With these cases that were shown, you should always be able to get your yellow face on the top correct, but then these pieces will be incorrect, and that's when you do PLL. So for PLL, there is no beginner's method to it really, it's just this intermediate method, and it's about as hard as this version, but since beginner's method doesn't actually go to PLL, there's no version of that. But just a preview of it, for 1-look, you just do a singular algorithm, which solves your whole cube, but for 2-look, you do one type of algorithm, and that gives you another case where all the corners are oriented. Then you do that algorithm. And this is actually quite simple. I'd say it's about as complicated as learning this one, but I think PLL is more fun, honestly. I don't know why, but I just enjoy the algorithms more. But as always, thanks for watching, and see you next time on Cubing with Colin.